Just got 50 XP for something. I don't know what.
Sometimes amuses me to think about what goes on here, right under the United Colony's collective nose.
If you want to talk, make it quick. I think I'm late for Noelle's science lesson.
Alright, we gotta deliver a message to Barack Goodman. So where the fuck's he gonna be, huh? He is on New Homestead. Okay, cool. Titan. Yeah, we haven't been there yet. I keep hearing about New Homestead, but I've never actually seen it, so that'll be interesting.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
Yeah.
Be advised, you have been identified as a known criminal. Respond immediately or you're on the wanted list. Halt and prepare to be boarded or we will be forced to open fire.
Yeah. Here you go.
That. Stay on course.
Keep on the straight and narrow.
Great introduction.
There won't be anything to worry about. If you see any trouble, you let us know. Be seeing you around.
Used to
They
think
took me
I
to
was
fucking
vanguard material,
Sidonia.
until I discovered that space travel turns my stomach in knots.
Just gonna
shit,
do my
dude, you're
time
free.
and hope they don't. They said my sentence would be shorter because I came clean. But it still feels like forever.
I know we're supposed to clean up vandalism, but I just can't.
That's
bear to think
hilarious.
of some of the drawings I've seen recently.
Well, I guess we'll just fucking fast travel back there. Yeah, set course to Titan. Let's fucking go. That's really annoying.
Now that
Guess
we are
New
here,
Homestead doesn't have a prison.
You're entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
We've already done this. Please.
Scan complete. Welcome to Titan. You're clear to land at New Homestead.
I do like how Titan looks, though. It is just a desolate fucking planet. So everyone's gotta be wearing suits and living in habs in New Homestead, huh?
Welcome
Yup.
to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below. Stay safe and enjoy your visit.
I do love the look of this place, though. Just bright. Miserable.
Welcome to New Homestead.
This looks like what Mars should look like more often, except this is a snow planet. Might not look like snow, but that is snow. This is a deep freeze. So it's nothing but ice and snow. It's just the distance from the sun, I guess, that gives it the hue, or whatever the fuck the atmosphere is made out of.
value to be found in looking back through history, provided one does not cling too tightly to it.
Damn power's on the fritz again. Joyce always seems to need help clearing ice off the equipment.
Q Quest. Yep, there it is. Gotta love these slow-ass doors. Okay.
I'm learning so much here. Everyone should visit at least once in their life.
Hello. The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
Right. So this whole city is another underground
visit here.
miserable bunker, huh?
Lots of history here, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, right. Big if. Is that a kid?
My papa doesn't really like me talking to the tourists, but How else am I going to learn about out there? Hello? I'm not really supposed to talk with tourists, but I kind of want to anyway. And I don't think my papa is paying attention. You're not going to tell him, are you?
I was gonna say this is probably the most different looking kid I've seen, but it's just because she's got a ponytail. Otherwise, that's just Cora. That's just Cora's player model. Like, man, they really got fucking lazy with the kids every time. How hard is it? Sorry, kid, now I feel like I have to tell. No, not if you don't want me to.
Oh, thank you! I promise it'll be fun. I like talking to tourists. I get to learn so much about everywhere else, and they get to learn about here. Now what should we talk about?
Are there a lot of other kids here in New Homestead?
Not really. There's some, though. Most are around my age. We all go to school in the same room.
Yeah, that sucks. Is school here the same as schools in other settled systems?
I don't know. I've never been to any other schools. We mostly learn about the history of the Sol system and Earth and stuff like that until we get old enough to go on our learning vacation. That's when we get to leave to go to school somewhere else for a few years, or travel and visit other worlds, try out jobs and stuff. Oh, I can't wait.
Why doesn't your dad want you talking to tourists?
My mama says it's because he thinks we'd up and leave if we found out about the rest of the worlds out there. But I keep telling him, I love it here, and I love him, and I would never leave him. He doesn't believe it. He says the kids almost always want to leave when they grow up. But not me. Nope. I just want to visit somewhere else. Maybe. Are you gonna say something? Should I?
You enjoy working on the farm?
I think it's pretty fun. And I get to be around my mama and my papa all day, so that's cool. They say we all have to work a little, because it takes all of us to make the community work. Just like on Earth a really, really, really long time ago. Someday, I think it'd be cool to see other places and do other things, but this is fine for now.
Huh.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, this place is pretty sick. I kind of wish the outposts, because this is just one of the habs that an outpost can have, but it's got additional things attached to it so that it doesn't feel nearly as empty. Like you've got this whole irrigation system and pipe set up in the middle that kind of fills the space in the room. And I've seen some people like decorate their outposts superbly.
With beautiful skies and fresh air. My, how I'd love to visit one day.
Like Shazo does a really good job decorating his habs. I don't know how he does it. Well, I know how he does it. He's literally said it. He just takes items from the world. Like, he picks up the junk items that he thinks looks cool, and then by hand sets them down. And it's like, yeah, fuck that. There ain't no way I got time for that. Like, that shit's crazy. Like, that's so much time just to make it look nice, and it's not even gonna stay that way, you know what I mean? Mora, huh? You gonna talk to me?
Don't mind me. I love talking with off-worlders like you. It'd be nice to get away for a while, but it's difficult. People rely on the farm.
Oh, okay. She's just an NPC that's there. Man, all these habs are like hyper close together too. And look, it's even got a little room. Boy, that'd be kind of cool to have in my outpost. The ability to make rooms instead of, you know... Man, like, it really does feel like there are assets here that could have been used a lot in the outposts, and they just simply aren't available. And it's not even like I'm missing anything, it's like they're just not there.
We don't need tourists distracting us with their flights of fancy.
Okay.
We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal?
Just interested in how the cultivation works on this planet.
You seem genuine enough. So what can I do for you?
What can you tell me about your farm?
Well, for one, it's my wife Mara's farm. I just had the good fortune of marrying into it. It's been in her family for generations. We're the best source of fresh produce in the colony. Not like that processed junk we get from off-world, and certainly nothing like that eyesore chunks.
Yeah. What kind of challenges do you face farming on Titan?
From what I know about farming elsewhere, it's largely the same. Big difference is that we need to import or make our own soil. And we need to be extra careful with our temperature control. Titan's surface is frozen, and it's not much better just below it with the ice caves. Then it's just a matter of artificial sunlight and supplying CO2 for the crops. It's not too challenging.
Artificial sunlight. The sunlight that comes through here isn't good enough? Well, I just wanted to chat for a little. Thanks for your time.
No worries. You have yourself a day now.
A day. Not a nice day. Just a day.
Sure would be nice to get off-world sometime.
Oh. That's probably the asteroid that follows my ship around. Yeah, it's just floating there. I don't know what's up with that. Apparently they released a patch, like, what, today or yesterday that was supposed to fix that shit, and I guess it just fucking didn't. But I also saw, hilariously, in the patch notes they said there's also a similar bug where the entire city of New Atlantis would follow you around. And I don't even know what to say to that, aside from, wow, I can't believe they admitted that. But, but yeah, that's something I would love to see, the entire city of New Atlantis following me around through space. That'd be hilarious.
I kind of want to try food from that Chunks place, but my papa says it's just a bunch of junk food for tourists.
It is. Don't eat that shit.
This is a boring assignment, but let's keep it that way.
We used to get more tourists than we do these days.
You don't say.
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Fields of Everglass. Huh. I don't think I have that one. It was free for the taking. No one's gonna stop me. Bathroom, huh? Oh, this is one of them gross-ass bathrooms. Dude, that's, like, the worst. Like, if you're gonna have a bathroom, you want it to look nice. This, with the metal, like, these kind of floors, specifically with this design of the etching, that's really mostly in use in places that have, like, cold storage. Not a fucking bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so uncomfortable. And I guess the entire floor here is made like that, so... It's kind of miserable. Damn, even in here. I guess they just can't physically do any renovations at any point. Also, I guess there's just no doctor running this place. The lounge... Yeah, that's just a break room. Come on. Hello? What's in here? Ah, little sleep crates.
Is a backwoods world? Maybe it is, but that doesn't really bother me. Oh, you don't really want to talk to me. I'm just a nobody from the crates. Besides, I'm not really good at talking to tourists about New Homestead. If you're really interested in our history, talk to Maurice. He's a lot better at that than I am.
I'm not sure I'm equipped to deal with whatever you've got going on. I'd love to talk with you, really.
You do? I mean, sure. I don't know what I can tell you, but if you want to talk, I don't have anything else I need to do right now.
How do you feel about your home being a tourist destination?
It's not as bad as you'd think. I like talking to off-worlders, especially people my age. It gives me ideas for what I want to do when I'm done with school. Because, honestly, I'm not sure I want to stay here. It'll always be my home, but as soon as I can afford to, I'd love to explore my options.
What do you do here in New Homestead?
Well, I'm trying to finish up my undergrad schooling, actually. I want to be a physicist like my grandmother. Then, who knows what. But I also do some odd jobs here or there for money. Sometimes I help Jay out at his shop, and he gives me stuff in return. Sometimes I help Anya clean up at the Brown Horse when she's short-staffed. That sort of thing.
You mentioned something about the crates. What's that?
The crates are what we call the living quarters for the poor people. Like me. They're made from old shipping containers. We have to make do with the space we have here. They're comfortable enough, I guess. And no one on Titan is well off to begin with, but you can tell that people look down on us, especially some of the tourists.
So you're having trouble with your studies?
Okay, well, no. Not the studies specifically. Like, I get good grades when I'm able to apply myself. But I'm poor. I just don't have the kind of money to be a full-time student and support myself. Even living in the cheap-ass crates. I keep having to take odd jobs just to put food on my plate. And when I do, my grades suffer. I just feel like I'll be stuck in a rut forever.
Oh. Well, consider this a scholarship.
What? Really? I don't know what to say. This is beyond kind of you. I mean, I don't even know you, but... Wow. Thank you.
I did not have the opportunity for a formal education of that kind. But I recognize its value. You are good to assist her.
Why does it always... That feels like a new bug.
Ah. Yes, we are done.
All these tourists are able to come and go as they please. I wish I had that kind of money.
Well, you do now. I wonder if it'll
change. The crates
change.
are what we call the living quarters for... They're comfortable enough, I guess.
Yeah, no, not really.
See you around, maybe.
That's so weird. Well, I mean, she's probably still just gonna be stuck living in a crate if she's smart. She's
Those
not
folks
gonna...
in Sidonia may be closer to Earth, but we do a better job preserving its traditions.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, the gravity here is low. Look at that. Yeah, I'm hitting the ceiling every time I jump. Oh, yeah. Oh, you get stuck up there, too. That's not good. Okay.
Very informative. I didn't know about the methane harvesters before coming here.
Eyes on the earth.
Brown Horse Tavern, was it, huh? The food was better than I expected from a backwoods planet like this.
It has a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime. And I hope you'll consider another Starsap tour. Tell your friends.
Bye. We will. Thanks again.
That kid's got a sick-ass coat.
Excuse me, Bill. You've got to do a better job of keeping your tour groups out of trouble.
What do you mean?
That little boy almost wound up on my operating table. Claudio said he was playing with some of the machinery down by the mines and nearly got his arm stuck inside. It could have been ripped off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, kids, little troublemakers. I'll tell the guests to be more careful.
Damn right. You've got to do something. Or else next time it happens, I'm billing you personally.
Yeesh.
Great! Another tourist. Let me guess. You slipped on the ice and need a doctor to wrap your sprained ankle?
What's your problem with tourists? Don't they help the local economy?
They do, but they're also a terrible burden for a small colony doctor like myself. I have enough trouble treating our own people with the time and resources I have.
Well, I'm here visiting. I'm not a tourist.
I appreciate that you're trying to set me at ease, but that might as well be the same. Sorry for how I responded. It's not you, it's me. I'm just frustrated about all the non-native people I need to treat when our own still need help. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Ah. Are there any dangerous hazards to worry about on Titan?
It's a harsh world, but as long as you're inside or wear a suit when going out, you'll be fine here. There's no breathable air on the surface, and you'll quickly freeze to death outside without protective gear, but otherwise the hazards are minimal. New Homestead was an early colony research base and has stood the test of time. It's safe, and it's proof that people can live pretty much anywhere. Don't worry so much.
I was hoping you could tell me some more about this exchange program.
Is it difficult being a doctor in such an old-fashioned community?
Even though we don't have shiny new medical facilities, I imagine it's easier than wherever you're from. We have fewer people here, and we're very responsible when it comes to our personal health and welfare. So there's not much I can't handle. For anything else, we can get access to off-world specialists. Contrary to popular belief, we're not primitive.
Right, well.
Now, if you want, we can schedule a stay and go over some paperwork.
You really don't seem to like the tourists.
Take a look.
I don't. They make a mockery of New Homestead culture. And on top of it, they're reckless. It's like I said before, I feel like I'm treating them more often than our own people.
Well, it must keep you busy, but what's so bad about that?
The problem is that most of the tourists' injuries are from preventable accidents. Things our people know how to avoid. And often, I have to take care of them first because they can't leave with their injuries, so I have to put off seeing my regular patients. So not only am I working extra hard for people who have little respect for me, it comes at the expense of our own.
Sounds frustrating. I wish there was something I could do.
Actually, maybe there is. I have an idea that may be best suited for someone relatively unknown, instead of myself. I've got a mountain of work and a reputation to maintain. So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to wear it, scare tourists away, and start a rumor about terrible creatures living on Titan. I figure that once word gets around, tourism will take enough of a dive to give me some relief.
Oh, it's this quest. Sounds ridiculous. You really think that'll work?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have any other ideas. The tourism board flat out won't help me, and I don't have money in the budget to hire additional help. And you know these tourists will believe anything they see and hear. I think it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one.
Alright, well that just sounds fun. I don't care if it works, I'll do it anyway.
That's the spirit. To be honest, I'm not sure it'll work either, but I feel like there's no harm in trying. Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface, so just find a group and run up to them, acting like a convincing alien monster. With any luck, they'll run screaming and book the next flight out of here.
There are times I envy those who are able to travel like you. Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit?
Well, you call us crappy old junk museum? Not yet, but I was planning on it.
Please do. Our collection of unique Earth antiquities is the best in the settled systems, if I say so myself. If you have any questions about the exhibit or New Homestead, I'm happy to answer as best as I can.
Can you tell me more about the exhibit? Well, who are you and what do you do around here?
I am Maurice Leon, and I am the community elder. As the oldest living citizen at 96, my only job is to keep Earth history alive. I tell stories to the young people and the visitors from other worlds. Although my memory isn't what it used to be, I try my best to get the stories right.
Everyone here has such interesting family names. What's the deal with that?
When our early colonists learned of Earth's demise, they decided to take on the names of their cities of origin as a way to remember their heritage. Now, some may have been lost in translation over the years, and some may have taken it more seriously than others, but the names are mostly accurate. For instance, my family comes from the city of Lyon, in a country that was called France.
What can you tell me about how New Homestead came to be?
It's an interesting story. New Homestead began as a scientific research base called the Titan Astrobase, back when space travel was in its infancy. The hope was that humanity would be able to discover simple alien life here given the moon's composition and water supply. When that ultimately failed, it was repurposed as a colony research base where scientists and engineers studied how to build colonies on inhospitable worlds. Then, finally, when gravity drives were commonplace and we started finding Earth-like planets, New Homestead was born as a living history community to preserve that past. Sorry, were you saying something?
Could you tell me a story about Earth?
Sure, I'd love to. There was once a war, so big that they say all of the world was involved. This was actually the second time it happened. They fought because a terrible man named Hitler rose to power and slaughtered many innocents. Millions were lost. Even the colony war pales in comparison.
That's hilarious. Yeah, what can we talk about Hitler? Like, okay. You have any more Earth stories?
Why, certainly. It's what I do. There was a time when huge monstrosities called dinosaurs ruled over Earth, long before humans existed. They were similar to some of the larger life forms you might see elsewhere in the settled systems. Their reign ended when I can never remember if it was a comet, an asteroid, or a meteor that hit the Earth. Whatever it was, it nearly wiped out most of the life at that time.
Have time to tell another story?
Let me think of a good one. A long time ago, thousands of years, humans built a wall so large it spanned the northern length of one of Earth's largest empires, China. They called it the Great Wall of China, and it was meant to keep out invading hordes. If I recall correctly, it didn't always work as well as they had hoped. I'll have to look it up again. Memory's not what it once was.
That's all he's got. Can you tell me more about the exhibit?
Of course. Certainly. We have several items in our collection that we rotate in and out over time, but they all originate from the same place, Earth. We have everything from toys to antique technology to sports memorabilia. We even used to have an old Earth vehicle, but we had to sell it when we ran out of space for it. Most of our collection was donated by fellow Earth enthusiasts and historians who felt it belonged close to the homeland here in the Sol system. Take care.
We used to have a car, but then Bethesda didn't want to model one, because people would just complain and ask for a vehicle. Like they don't already do that. All these fucking things that are already very actively present and findable in-game.
Hello there. The museum here is free to everyone.
Feel free to look around, but don't touch.
Piggy bank. Fucking stupid. Just a bunch of junk.
We take vandalism.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it really is just kind of a bunch of junk.
Seriously here. You don't mess with history.
This old scroll case is likely to predate any other synthetic item in the museum. The scroll itself has been lost to time. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's funny. Oh, these are parts of the meteor. Okay, cool. That's kind of neat. How the fuck did they get that?
Luther's been bothering anyone with a ship for help.
Okay. Hello.
Oh boy, another quest. Well, Brock,
can I
there
help you with something?
I'm here to deliver a message. Oh, I'm here to deliver an message from a long-lost family member.
Huh. A long-lost relative, you say? Forgive me if I don't believe you.
Well, I fucking pay him? Fuck that. A relative from a newly discovered colony ship. Someone like that is bound for fame and fortune.
Fame and fortune, you say? I hadn't thought of it like that. I could help tell their story.
There you go. Please, aren't you at least a little bit curious to meet them? This could be the opportunity of a lifetime.
Or it could be some sort of trap. I don't know if I can risk it.
Oh, come on. Fuck you, buddy. There's no reason for us to, well, I know this would mean everything to someone desperate to make a connection with their family.
Did it really mean that much to them, huh?
Yes.
Okay, let me take a look at what you've got there. Wow, I am really surprised. A long-lost relative from an ancient colony ship? Who knew? Thanks, and tell them I'd love to hear more.
No problem. I just hope it works out for you.
We'll see, I guess. I'm looking forward to meeting up with them sometime soon. Thanks.
Despite him having a name, that quest feels very repeatable. One of the several Earth-based space agencies, blah blah blah. Yep. Collectible snow globes. That's the NASA one. That's funny. Ooh, ships. Oh, wow. That's the Brown Horse Tavern, huh? Whoa, what the fuck is that? Oh. Interesting. Well, this is a quaint little place. I like this.
That tour guide showed one of the kids a picture of some silly drawing he saw in Sidonia. Now I feel like it's popping up everywhere.
Yeah, it
Hi
is.
there. Always nice seeing you.
Well, I suppose this is one way to make a living. And if New Homestead deems it necessary.
What, a bar?
It's a
Are you
little
kidding
weird
me?
that people come here to see what early colony life was like.
Warm food,
Hey,
cold
it's
drinks.
Seattle.
What else could you want? Welcome. I'm Anya. Is this your first time with us at the Brown Horse Tavern?
Yes, I've never been here before.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. You're in for a real treat. We've got an assortment of food and drinks, some of which follow homemade recipes that have been passed down over hundreds of years. So, what can I do for you?
What is this place?
You mean the Brown Horse? Well, it's only the longest continuous running restaurant since humans started settling outside of Earth. There's a lot of history within these walls, and some damn fine food and drink, if I say so myself. This place has been in my family for generations. My however many, great-grandmother opened it when the first colony started on Titan. Back then, it was a simple mess hall that she chose to put a little extra love and flavor into. And now, it's the pride of New Homestead.
I saw the Chunks restaurant out there. Does that hurt your business?
Oh, hardly. The locals pretty much stay away from Chunks, so whenever they don't feel like cooking themselves and want a fresh meal, they come to me. Only the tourists eat that junk. But don't tell that to my husband. He manages the Chunks. I love him, but he's a bit of a fanatic about it.
Interesting. Well, what do you
Let me show
got?
you what we have.
Anything unique? Fried pickles. Those don't look anything like fried pickles. But that sounds nice. Man, that's making me hungry. Patty melt, yeah. Yo. Dude, look at that! Alright, now I'm hungry, bro. Fuck.
So long. Tell your friends about us.
Like, it is kind of funny how, like, they put a lot of care into the food models, despite them still looking like shit.
Don't stay outside
They
for too
clearly
long
put a
here,
lot
I'm
more
tight.
care into the food models than they did in Skyrim and whatnot. It's like, you look at food in Skyrim and it just looks, like, man, people eat this? You know what I mean? Like, no one would want to eat that crap. But in this game, they really made it look, appealing.
Careful, there are
Like,
some
they
dangerous areas.
They really put effort into it. And it's like, man, I feel like you should have put effort into other things rather than your fucking food model.
History exhibit, but these are real people.
Well, hello there, and welcome to my little shop. Are you visiting New Homestead for the first time?
Yep, this is my first time here.
Oh, nice. You know, it's always such a pleasure to meet people from other worlds. Or just space. I don't judge. I'm Jay. I'm happy to help you find what you're looking to buy or take a look at whatever you want to sell. Trades of all kinds are welcome here. Or if you have any questions for me about the shop, the merchandise, or even just New Homestead in general, I'm happy to help you.
You mentioned something about trading. What sort of things are you looking for?
Glad you asked. I'm looking for all sorts of things. Anything, really. Clothing, weapons, jewelry, even stuff they consider junk. You name it. We don't get a lot of off-world stock, so I offer to buy things from travelers. Anything they're willing to part with. Between you and me, people around here talk a lot about tradition and whatnot, but even they get curious about what other worlds have to offer.
What do you think of all the tourists that come to visit New Homestead?
I love them. Most of us in New Homestead appreciate what tourism does for our economic livelihood, so we go out of our way
Yeah.
to make guests feel welcome. Some are indifferent about it, while a few others, I won't name names, are downright resentful of all the tourists and would prefer to be left alone. But that being said, I believe our generally friendly demeanor is a large part of what drives people to keep coming back.
Sell any souvenirs or anything like that?
We used to, but not anymore. Believe it or not, the new Homestead Tourism Board decided a while back to do away with souvenirs. We don't really have the resources or facilities to make them here ourselves, and it was decided that anything less than that would seem exploitive of our people and inauthentic. Only thing we have are these souvenir slates about the history of New Homestead. Tell you what, I've got an extra one here that another guest left behind a while back. You can have it.
Oh. Oh, what do you got?
Sure thing. I'm also interested in buying if you have anything for sale.
Some regular ass spacesuits. Nothing really crazy there. He sells a couple of books. Yeah, you ain't got nothing.
Take care.